Back again.
Hey,
in the box.
Friday. Yeah, what's good, y'all?
Friday is here, man. What's going on, fellas? What's been happening?
Good, man. Great. We made it. Yes, as Danny say. Thank you, Lord. Oh yeah.
I'm thankful, man. I ain't get caught up in those storm surge, man. 30 foot, 50 foot,
man. Come on,
bro. That is no joke.
Prayers out there too, down there in Lake Charles. Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh wow.
That is no joke.
Man, we got a great show ahead of you.
Yes, we do.
We got the man himself in here tonight, Deacon Authority.
Deacon Authority.
Get your pad and your pencils, your pad and your pens and pencils, whatever you write with.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a great show, man. He's gonna drop some jewels.
Yes, and
we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna be right back.
Fundamentals and building blocks. Turn to advice when I'm in that spot. When I got questions, and that's a lot. Perfect time to hear from Rico in the box.
All right.
Yeah. Hey, Danny, man, one day we're going to get that instrumental, man.
Look, man, I need that on like a 10-minute. I need that on like a 10-minute loop.
Exactly. I just want to just ride out to it. That's
good. Radiant, good job.
What's up, Radiant? Hey, buddy. Yes.
We shout out to Radiant, man. That's Radiant, man. You hear on the vocals, man. We got a new joint, man. We actually gonna be releasing here in a minute, man. Glad to have you on the show, bro, as always, man.
Yeah, well, man, send us that joint right there, though, man. That instrumental.
Yeah, we need that.
I mean,
hey,
we
waiting on that, like we waiting on that Madden invite.
Oh yeah, that Madden. Yeah,
we're not gonna show out in front of company. Now, Ron, now here we go right here, bro.
Yeah, I know. MIM Thursday night going down every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, talking about the industry, giving some tips, bringing some guests on, industry professionals that you want to be in the place Thursday night, all right, as well as critical dialogue, man. I'll tell you every Tuesday night with yours truly and Andrew Crawley, talking about issues that and with it through a biblical perspective, and we get real. I'll tell you. So join us 8:30 p.m. every Tuesday night. Oh yeah.
Don't forget me and Pastor Ricky, man. We on Sundays at 8 p.m. We talk about life. A lot of times, man, it's hard to get through life. Sometimes you need some people, man, to encourage you. It's very, very hard to do on your own sometimes. So we talk about a lot of different things. And I always talk about the show that we kind of closely related to critical dialogue. Critical dialogue mainly is in the church dialogue, but just life, we kind of and we talk about stuff on the outside as well. Great and show. Also, if you guys haven't don't know yet, we are on Roku.
Yeah.
On Amazon Fire Stick, MIM.
God be praised.
If you do, go ahead, man, and check us out, man. Rate us, man. If you like the shows, man, all our shows, man, go there. We got some great things coming for you as well. And also, you're able to see this picture as well from in the box, man, to let you know you're in the right place. You go to the channel store on Roku and just type in the box or Music Industry Makeover. And then on Amazon, you can actually go to Amazon.com, go to the marketplace, and it actually send it right to your Fire Stick. Wow. You type it in. Or you can actually go to your search function, type in Music Industry Makeover, or in the box, a gray box appear, apps and labeled apps and games. You click in it, and then you'll see Music Industry Makeover in the box, whichever you type in. So, and let's not forget, man.
Madden. All you Madden players. Yes, come on out.
Registration gonna be $5. We actually open the registration September the 1st. So both two platforms, Xbox and PlayStation. So we're gonna be releasing more information. Get yourself ready, and then let's not forget our sister Dacian Gamble.
Dacian Gamble, CHH University.
Yes. Oh yeah, man, she's doing big things. If you want to, learn music, man. Definitely, man, it's an opportunity, man, for you to get involved, man. She's been putting it together, so it's been great. Let's not forget, it's time for Deacon Authority.
Hey, yeah.
Unmute your mic.
Yeah, unmute your mic.
So Danny, what's up, D? Glad to have you, bro.
Hey, glad to be here. Can you hear me? You got me?
Yeah, got you here. You good. Now, Danny gonna go over some news for us, man, that we're gonna jump right on in, brother. On you, Danny.
Cool. So earlier this year, Travis Scott had a virtual concert that he did on the gaming app Fortnite that was viewed by 24 million people. And following him, artists like Marshmello and others have also gone into this virtual reality concert thing. Just yesterday, Napster. You want to remember Napster, right?
I forgot that name.
Yeah, Napster, they've been doing streaming just like Spotify, just like Apple Music. Napster was acquired by a English virtual reality company called Melody VR, and Melody VR has staged virtual reality concerts for Post Malone, John Legend, and Khaled. And so today, Jay-Z and Tidal just invested $7 million in a company called Sensorium, and they are moving into virtual reality concerts. Now, I'll talk about this. I'll talk about this just as a lot of Live Nation venues have decided that they're going to put on their red lights on September 1st as a sign of protest that they're ready to start doing concerts again, that they're losing so much money. Right. So the question that I put out to you is this where we're headed? We're headed to, you want to go to a concert, you don't even have to get dressed anymore. You just put on your headgear and you're there.
Come on. And it's cheaper too. Come on.
It's convenient, less violence. But it's something about having that experience, being in an arena, and the energy. You know what I mean? I think the artists have to put on it's harder to put on a show in a virtual realm than it is, when you're in the stage with 30,000 people and it's roaring. It pumps you up as an artist. What about that, D? Because I know you do it.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think the live experience, and then like when everybody touching, agreeing in one space, you know what I'm saying? That's just gonna bring the spirit forth, like in the gospel sense. So, well, yeah,
I remember, and I'm pretty sure all of y'all have concert memories. I remember the most powerful concert I've ever attended to date was watching Prince in 2004 in Raleigh, North Carolina. 19,000 people sold out, and this dude was on stage with an acoustic guitar going through all of his hits. No stage lights, no pyrotechnics, no nothing. Just him and a guitar. The most powerful thing I've ever seen in my life. And now we're trying to translate that into virtual reality.
But again, it comes down to economics. If the dollars make sense virtually, it's like, why would I want to go back to traditional concerts? You know what I'm saying?
Right. And when you think about it, what would be really awesome, and I know the technology is there, but I think it's not as widespread, is when you look at the Oculus. So the what's the man, real time, real life?
Yeah, Oculus VR. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Virtual reality.
Right, and you start to look at a concert with virtual reality. I think eventually, man, we're gonna go there. That'll provide a better virtual experience as well, because you can be right there, maybe up close. Everybody can get up close, instead of you having to pay $800 for a front row seat. I don't know, man. What you think about that?
I'm just like most of y'all. I'm a technology junkie, but just like most of y'all, I miss record stores. I miss walking in a record store. I miss the aesthetic.
I know it ain't never coming back, dog.
And it ain't never coming back.
A great pastime, man.
But the concern for me is if we get into a situation where virtual reality becomes the norm, and what are record companies and artists going to really spend their money on? Are they going to invest in live? Look, if you do a virtual reality concert, you cutting out hundreds of thousands of expenses right out the gate.
Exactly.
Your overhead gets cut by a whole lot.
75%.
You know what I mean? We're talking about the parking attendants. You're talking about food, insurance. You're talking about,
yeah, man.
You're talking about equipment. You're talking about security, the venue itself. I mean, but yeah, I don't know. It just kind of feels like we would lose that aesthetic. So,
when you think about, because I didn't think about the insurance piece, because I was totally not oblivious, but it just wasn't on my mind. Like, man, a lot of artists are getting robbed with the insurance piece, because hip hop concerts you have to spend more, to have that venue, because it's hip hop,
right?
And I don't even think that's fair, because every artist don't have violence at their concerts, but I think it's just another way. Go ahead, Will. Go ahead, Danny.
Go ahead. I'm gonna push back a little bit, because I don't know if you've ever been. I used to live back in the day. It was called Blockbuster Pavilion in Charlotte.
Okay.
I know what goes on at a Kenny Chesney concert. I know what goes on at a Travis Tritt concert. Okay. It just don't get publicized.
Right.
You got a bunch of drunk.
Correct.
You got a bunch of drunk, beer drunk, truck driving country fans. and once they get a little bit of that joy juice in them, you're gonna have to call the cops.
Joy juice, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So
Travis Scott put on the concert in Fortnite, but the difference is Fortnite is free for anyone. For Oculus to become the norm, prices are gonna have to drop dramatically. Not saying it won't happen. I mean, in the minute, because you got to think, man, stuff is expensive when it's not popular, right?
Right.
And as everybody want to have access to the Oculus Quest, because you're gonna have competitors gonna create, and it's gonna create, man, just a platform for everybody to get involved. What you think about that, D? Talk on it, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. I still think like the live show ain't going nowhere. I think that they're gonna utilize both, with social distancing and stuff. But if stuff opens up, like, I don't think this is going away for a while. So if stuff opens up, I really do think that live is still going. It's nothing like live. You know what I'm saying? So, that's just me. I don't know.
Hey, man, all our opinions valid, man. I know Live Nation want to be live, so you get that bag.
Right.
They won't push for it to be live.
Right.
They want that bag for real.
Was that the only one you had then? You had two more, man.
I got one. Yeah, I got another one.
Okay, what's that?
And this one is, we talk about streaming all the time, but they just released a stat. They call it the stat of the week. The population of the United States is roughly around 328 million people. A third of those people are using streaming platforms.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And a third, that's 100 and some odd million people have streaming accounts.
Mm-hmm.
And that translated into, what is this figure? $6.93 billion last year. And that number is predicted to either double or close to triple now that we are in a social distancing COVID environment. I want to ask Deacon, how do you feel about streaming, and especially during a time when you're not able to perform and get out there with the people?
Streaming doesn't pay anything. I'm just gonna be real. Like, it's not even worth it. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm just saying, like, when you see artists sell get 1 million streams, and they only get like 3,000-4,000 or something like that off a stream, it's really ridiculous like that. That, to me, it's cool so they can access it and stuff, but the live stuff can be cool. Maybe you do some Cash App donations or something, or like have a way that they can pay to get on the stream and stuff like that. Yeah, but streaming is like the artist.
Now the thing is, if you think about it, if you can leverage your streaming, so let's take what you just said. If you get 1 million streams, it's just $3,000 or so that you get. But if you got 10 songs to do that, that kind of add up. But I was listening to Master P, But what he was saying was how many independent artists though gonna get 1 million streams?
Yeah.
Right. So that number that you have to hit, I still think that we need to have, I'm not a big political person, right? So I'm not really into politics, but I do feel as though some people need to lobby to get the streaming rates changed, because the artists are getting robbed, producers are getting robbed, and they're making money, right? And I think Danny shared it because Danny is our research king. He's our news guy. So he always does news on here. And but the last show that we was on, Danny talked about. I couldn't remember exactly, man. What you shared was the fact that the companies were making so much money, still making money on streaming. They're buying meme companies, just like Napster has already been defunct. No, that was the only thing they're probably buying are the servers. Their data for Napster to be able to market to people, because all those people that had Napster, they got names and addresses. But go ahead, Danny, man. That's your forte, bro.
There's legislation right now to get the royalty rate for streaming, put up and to increase. That's being fought, and Spotify's paying millions and millions of dollars to attorneys to not pay more than a third of a penny per stream. It is crazy. I saw an article where the CFO, the chief financial officer of Spotify, said we as a company could be profitable if we wanted to. And I was like, what does that mean? Because Spotify claims that they're losing money every year. And his assertion was that if we didn't spend so much time on promoting our name, and now that it's 80-some million people with smartphones, and Spotify is going to be on a lot of them, we don't have to spend that much money on promotion. Streaming is kind of one of those necessary evils these days, especially if you can't tour.
That's a good way to say it. Yeah,
but you also have to look at it as setting yourself up for the future. Streaming royalties are not going to pay your light bill, but it's going to put you in a position where when we are touring again, you're going to have a lot of name recognition and people that's going to be wanting to come see anybody perform. So that's how I feel about it.
So it adds to your brand, then, basically, what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Which is always what we've been preaching. Again, build your brand, which is in turn you build your fan base. So don't always put your eggs all in one basket with just music. So
So I think the fact that where your streaming is going to come into play is, we always say, if you build your fan base, your streaming royalties are going to become that much more valuable as you begin to increase your fan base.
Correct.
Because if you got a 50,000 person fan base and they turn around and just want to show you love, and they, instead of going to an Indian stream farm and they chaining 3,000 phones together, your 50,000 fans may stream your song, man, 100 times a piece. And that's going to create because I have songs, man, I'll listen to it on riding. If I'm in that mood, I hit a song on repeat 20 times
Same
while I'm riding, because I'm just in that mode and I want to hear that. I just want to hear them bars over again, and I may hear it 20 times myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when you imagine when you have, because that's the key. The key is building your fan base. But go ahead, D. What you was going to say something, brother?
No, I think, and too, like, to me, YouTube is more beneficial than streaming. From what I've been experiencing, I don't know about, so streaming is cool, but if, like, you got to think about a lot of the older audiences, they'll do YouTube before they stream, because they be like, I don't want all this messed stuff on my phone. So it's like, I guess it depends on your audience and your brand. So it's different. I think it's different from everyone.
But the problem that comes in with YouTube, if y'all don't know, YouTube keep changing the algorithm, and they're not a viable platform. If you're a content creator, you better go into Vimeo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because YouTube, they're gonna keep changing the algorithm so you can't make no money. But go ahead, Darren. You was gonna say something, bro.
No, I was just gonna lead to my third point, but that's actually very good and very true. YouTube
Good,
always changes the rules. Oh, go ahead. You want to read that?
Yeah, I heard something really good lately. I don't know where I heard it. This is coming from Demetrius, but they said artists should think of their songs like business cards.
That's right.
Very good.
They are digital right now in this day and age. They are digital business cards, especially if people hit Shazam. You know, all you got to do now is point your smartphone, hit Shazam, and track it. Now you got to if you've done your song right, but that's a whole nother separate topic.
We need to do a whole nother show on that.
Yeah, but the last thing is, and now we're talking about streaming. I want to bring up Aaliyah's estate. Aaliyah, as you know, R&B singer, tragically passed away in 2001. Her estate has purposely kept her entire catalog off of all streaming platforms until now. They are now negotiating to release her entire catalog somewhere. Now, to me, I feel like this is one of those things where you've built a fan base that's been begging for songs for 20 years. And now I feel like they're about to break the bank.
Especially if they go to Tidal.
Right. If they sign if Tidal has the pockets, that's a whole nother separate topic.
Yeah.
But somebody like Apple, somebody like Google, somebody like Spotify that wouldn't mind throwing, $100 million for an exclusive deal. It's all about leverage at this point. Because now you have brand.
You just said it, man. You said leverage, exclusivity. Because with a catalog like that,
right? You
have to. I mean, her whoever held her in the state, that's smart.
Her uncle,
because that's very smart. Because Go ahead, Ron. Just going to say.
I got a comment here in one of the platforms. Freddie Coffey says that he agrees streaming is economically unsustainable. Creatively to negate streaming is like throwing down a ladder that can get you out of the ditch into the light. Once you're out of the ditch, you don't need the ladder. So
I want to say, hey, what's up, Kofi? I want to say shout out to the UK.
Yeah, UK in the house.
Shout out to the UK. Shout out to Russia. Shout out to Germany because we got a big footprint over there, man. It's growing. Poland,
Venezuela.
Venezuela, man, and man, it's great. If you're just not joining in the box, man, we have Deacon Authority on with us. He's a rapper, producer, songwriter. Guy's super, super talented, very humble. Like we have guys on here, man, they're brilliant, and they're genius even, right? And they're just humble. We don't like the prima donnas. If you stuck up, like if I can't send you an email and you can't respond back, I don't even want to rock with you.
Nah.
Because if you like that, if I gotta, show you a bank statement or whatever to have a conversation with you, I don't even want to talk to you anyway. So I like brothers like Deacon, super talented, and there's always the cats that's super talented. They got way more talent than anybody else.
Yes, he does.
The down to earth cats, Those are the cats, man. That's something that you need to learn as an artist. But I'm gonna shut up.
I was just talking about that. I was just gonna ask Deacon, what do you think about streaming exclusive deals? Would you ever pick one platform to say, okay, even if you didn't enter into with the company, you just say, you know what, I'm pulling all our music because I know you roll deep. I'm pulling everybody that's affiliated with me, pulling all their music, and we're gonna put it on Tidal, and we're just gonna do Tidal for 2 months. What do you think about exclusive deals at this point in your career?
It's almost like the way to go. Like if you notice, like people like Jay-Z and people like they'll partner with a phone service to get their money because of streaming. So it's almost they're buying the brand. And I'm looking at it like it's almost like you licensing your music to one company. As long as you don't lose your control over it or whatever, if you can pull out when you want to and stuff like that, I don't see a problem with it. Like, long as you stay in control of your music, and pass that down to your estate or whatever, that's the way I look at it. So
I wanted to jump in, Deacon. I want to ask you because watching a few videos, man. You got some guys that's with you. They're talented as well. Being a music producer, being a songwriter, being an artist. How do you? What's your formula to determine whether or not you want to work with an artist? And share us a couple of life lessons on that plane and bad experiences you had working with artists, and how's that changed the way that you think right now, brother?
Well, a lot of times if somebody approaching me like just to do a song, 9 times out of 10 I won't do it. I like to build with people first, relationship based. Cause my thing is your name is everything in the music industry. Oh, Big Los, what's up, Los? Your name is everything, and some people they'll come like they'll get with you if you're hot at the time. They won't say nothing to you when you're not hot. But then say if you put out a song and it's fuego, it's hot, right? Then all of a sudden they're like, hey, I'm like, well, I can see this coming. I can, I got a little street in me, so I can see like a side eye in my sleep. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I can tell, and I don't like fakeness around me because,
right.
To me, music is a lifestyle and it's real. I don't do this for attention. I do this because I want to impact, and it's a legacy to me. So I'm not playing. If you approach me, I'm not playing around with it. You know what I'm saying? It's organic. You know what I mean? So, and his question with the music side, basically, I go off of the vibe that I'm feeling. So if I'm feeling a certain way, I listen to all different types of music. So if I'm inspired, that's when I go and start, working, and I go off a vibe, and I may hear somebody's voice on it, or I may hear a keyboardist that I want to bring in. Like, I don't have to do everything. As a producer, that's your job, is to put that vision together. That's why James Brown is one of my favorites. He don't get a credit for being a producer because he knew what to bring in.
Right.
So that's how I roll with it. So
what's your life lesson, a bad experience that you had, as a producer in the industry that changed the way that you think now?
Well, basically, you need to know the business side before you do anything. So when I was first starting, in North Carolina, the industry is, to me, is not. I thought we had an industry, but it was until I started going out of the state. Then I was like, oh, So I kind of pulled back, but because at first people would promise you stuff, or if you give me $500, we'll do this and we'll do that, and I'm like, I'll be like, okay, we're gonna see. I would never give. So I got taken advantage of quite a few times financially. Or maybe they want a beat and or a song or something, and they don't want to put your points on there when they put, just all types of stuff like that. So I had to get my paperwork tight. That showed me how to get my paperwork tight and stuff up front and be up front. So without calling names or putting situations out
there. we all have those situations. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
So I want to touch, man, what Carlos just said. He said they're the new saved version of Death Row Records. He got a nice spot and they roll deep.
So you know what that means, right? Instead of Suge Knight, you're Suge Light.
Hey, we try to stay in the light. Like a lot of us in the group, like a lot of us been through a lot, and the street side, as y'all know, y'all probably had, we'll thump if we have to, but we're humble. Like, don't let our meekness fool you, and we don't want to go there, but it's like Peter. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a whole team of Peters, and you got people recovering addicts. You got people who've been shot. You got people, grew up without fathers and had to learn on their own, and it's like if you name it, it's all in the group. And it was their heart that brought. Our hearts are like genuine. So
Yeah.
So how did you determine, man, what artists? Because I know, especially being a producer, everybody's gonna always come to you to get music or want music, especially if you're dope, right? So how do you determine what artists? You know, I understand some people gonna build with you, but some people build with you just so they can get something from you. But how do you determine what artists that you're gonna let come in and let get down? Because I know you just don't got an open door where anybody can just come in. What determines that?
Like I said, I build with them with a relationship wise, and like I just don't jump. A lot of people, they don't ask me to get on songs for whatever reason. They may want a beat or something, and I'll be like, okay, cool. So I'm trying to think. It just organically happens. It just does. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like we're just building. All of a sudden, everything just lines up. It's weird. It's just weird. So. I don't force the issue. I don't force the issue. Put it that way.
Right. So getting back to your role as a producer and whether you're creating a beat or whether you are acquiring a beat and that you're using for Deacon Authority or whatever, what is your opinion on sampling? Because here we are now, you know, we're having everybody from Lecrae to Kendrick to Lizzo to Nicki Minaj. Everybody's in court now on copyright infringement. Yeah. And people are using leased beats twice. People are recycling beats from old producers, and without even changing anything on them. What is your opinion on sampling and working with outside producers?
So sampling and outside producers. Okay, so sample wise, you know, hip hop, that's how it started. So the thing is, sampling is the essence of hip hop from the DJs and all of that. That's how hip hop started. You know, the DJ would find the get down or whatever in the song and they would loop it, right? So that's the origin or the essence of hip hop. But the laws and rules have changed since then. So my thing is, you can manipulate the sample to where it's not recognizable, or do different things, but you can't just take somebody's work and put it out there and jump on it like that. That I don't agree with that. So or get permission first. You know what I'm saying? So on that, I think sampling is hip hop. But some people don't take the time to learn how to make music, so that's all they do is just grab samples and throw it in their program and throw a trap beat on it or loops and stuff on it. They don't take the time to get better at their craft, so that's all that they can do.
It's like laziness. Yeah.
Yeah, or they so happy with just going to that level. You know, some people don't want to. I went to school for it, so I left my job and went to A&T, and I went to A&T and I was a vocal major. A lot of people don't know that. I had to sing in different languages and classical and all that. And then I was doing music technology, and I went to NCCU and I got my teacher's license at NCCU, and I took all their music industry classes while I was over there to learn a lot of the business side. So a lot of people are not going to take that route or take the classes to get better. So, go ahead.
The question I want to ask you is, so I'm gonna go back to something you said. You said, okay, because it's almost like you threw a green light. If you go and take that sample, you can disguise that sample.
Oh yeah.
You can manipulate that sample. But what happened? Because Kendrick Lamar just got caught up, you know, and a few other people got caught up when you chopping the sample and you disguise it, and then because RX, I know you heard of Isotope RX7, right? Isotope RX7 allow you to deconstruct an audio waveform. So even though you may mix and match, you deconstruct that. What happens if you think it's worth it? Instead of just making your music, would you put yourself in that situation? Because a lot of guys don't want to go through. Do you think with the way the market is, do you think it's worth the chance to manipulate a sample versus just not using it?
Well, those guys, they got a label, they got a machine, so they really don't care probably. You know what I'm saying? Like they got the lawyers, they got all that behind them, so they'll be like, just throw them a few million, they'll be all right. So, but at the same time, what was that song? Like the Blurred Lines song?
Yeah, Blurred Lines. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think they really cared. They didn't seem like they were too mad about it because that song it's to this day. You play that at a wedding or something, they gone on.
Oh yeah.
Ron though. So sometimes you'll take that hit because it's gonna be your imprint. If you know it's a hit,
good.
You know what I'm saying? This is gonna be your stamp on that genre.
Here,
so it just go ahead. Bro.
No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was going to say though, herein lies the problem. Nicki Minaj's people did that. Nicki Minaj tried to get a sample from Tracy Chapman. Tracy Chapman said no. Nicki Minaj's producers used the sample anyway, leaked the song to DJ Flex. Flex plays it on the radio, and now Tracy Chapman is suing Nicki Minaj. And that particular lawsuit, if she wins, it will be illegal for you to even try out a sample at home.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so I think it goes back to something that Rico has talked about and Ron touched on. It goes back to artistic laziness. You know, my favorite, one of my favorite producers and production teams was the Bomb Squad, with Public Enemy and a lot of other stuff. And Hank Shockley, he did an interview one time, and I think he was an adjunct professor or a professor somewhere. He said, "Yeah, we sample all the time, but guess what? If you can tell what sample that is, we deserve to get sued."
Right.
And the bottom line, because all of those guys were basically music geniuses, and they were all trained as musicians. And there's a difference between a trained musician using a sample, and someone who doesn't even want to be educated. They're just gonna snatch a record. Like me and Rico. Rico was a brass player. I was at Winston-Salem State as a Swackerzord, as a saxophone player.
I played drums then brass.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, Rico. I was on university choir. No, but what I'm saying about that is that when you learn music theory, when you learn sight singing, ear training, when you learn harmony, you know how to sample something without having to put the entire thing in. All I need is a chord progression, and we're going. We're good. And because you can't really copyright a drum hit, you can't really copyright
a progression,
a snare or a progression.
Yeah.
I can snatch that, and I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Now that brings us, because we got producers on here.
Yeah,
that bring us to Scalar 2, right? Which is a VST plugin. You can load in an audio file and actually pull the chord progressions off of it. Pull the chord progressions off.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And now there's another VST that's out called Hexachords 2, Orb Composer, which is it's an Orb Producer Suite. So pretty much it generates melodies for you. It generates chord progressions. You got Captain plugins, right? That generate progressions, that just generate melodies. You got Melody Sauce that generate melodies, right? So you have all these melodies generators.
Man, Rico is leaking the game.
Yeah, for real.
Hey man, listen.
Hey.
But I like what Danny said, because I play all brass instruments. I play drums and I play piano. But if I turn around and I hear something, I'm gonna flip it. I may
you don't want to sound like nobody else.
I may take that progression and play it, but I may make it augmented or suspended, or a bridge. I may turn around and change the key in the bridge and do something different. I like what Danny said. When you're a musician and you sample something artistically, it's good that you can disguise it, because nobody can't can't sue you for a progression. But you know, I think we overall, man, we got a problem with our artistic creativity, right?
Yeah.
You know, Fruity Loops have made a lot of people lazy, and a lot of people don't take the craft serious. People don't want to learn music theory, right?
Yeah.
You know, and I would say, well, what happens when all the power shut down and you got a piano sitting over there or a set of drums? Can you still make a record?
Yeah.
That's a good question. That's a very good question.
or if you have no instruments and all you have is a pen and a piece of paper, can you hear it in your head? And it's like, oh,
notate it out.
Yeah, F minor, C minor. I'll do that later.
Yeah. And
you know.
Yeah. And you could tell in hip hop the producers that have that skill, but a lot of times, hip hop, they dumb it down. It's all about right now. I know a lot of people don't understand it, but hip hop right now is about the vibe. It's not really about the. You know, when I went to Atlanta the first few times, like in the recent history when trap music started, you know, really taking over, and I was like, at first I was like, nah, New York, you know. But once I went down where they were doing it and saw the vibe and the energy and the aggression, their music, it's a lot of aggression in that stuff for a reason. And because you got to look at the circumstances. And I went and started studying hip-hop, the origin of it and all of that, and learning about the loops. And it was the DJ was the man back in the day. Right. And, you know, and I listen to, you know, classical, country, what brought what, you know what I'm saying? So I'm into all of that, and you gotta, as a producer, you gotta put that essence. Like right now, I'm working on a go-go song. I'm not just gonna sample. I got an artist up in Maryland, so I got a go-go song, and I gotta incorporate that stuff in there. So it's like you gotta learn the genre. You know what I'm saying? Learn the genre and then do it. You know, so
yeah, it's like producers. One of the things going back to being artistically lazy, producers don't listen to music anymore. You know what I mean? You don't like we talked about record stores that we miss.
Yeah.
You know, that was what I did. That was my training, part of my training as a producer. I listened to a ton of stuff, and not just hip hop. You know, like you said, country. Right. Every now and then I listen to country, but folk music, Zydeco, blues, especially jazz and blues. And so that is how you get your acumen, that even if you're not a musician, you know what music sounds like. Right. You know what a trumpet sounds like. You know what a saxophone sounds like. So
I know, for me, because I listened to all kinds of music back in the day, and man, one of my favorite groups I've been listening to lately that's pretty much it fits the climate right now. Tears for Fears. Man, hey, everybody wants to rule the world. I mean, man, the music is like, whoa. I mean, seriously. Yeah. So,
Tears for Fears was that business back then.
It was.
Right.
Yep.
So what are you? So as producing wise, Deacon, what are you producing on, brother? What are you using as far as your DAW? What you prefer?
I've been with Logic ever since the jump. I like Logic.
No.
I mean,
my skin didn't freeze. I was just giving you the salute.
You know all the industry cats, man. Use Logic. That
Pro Tools is cool. Why it's industry standard, because so if you go to any studio, you can still get your session off, right? But Logic, it came with sounds. Like back then, I left. What was that? Reasons. I started with Reasons, and Reasons back then you couldn't record.
Right.
So I left Reasons and went to Logic, and I've been with Logic ever since. So it has sounds, and then you add in stuff like the waves, plugins, and all of this stuff, and then you good to go. You know.
So you use a machine at all, man? Are you using a machine? Or how are you tracking your drums?
I use some of the machine sounds.
Okay.
But I don't use
machine per se.
Yeah, because to me that program was kind of like getting on my nerves, and I lost my vibe before I get through all of it. You know what I'm saying? So I take the sounds and put it into my platform. You know what I'm saying, and just go from there, whatever platforms I'm using.
Yeah, Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Dan. Go ahead, bro.
I was just gonna say, like, using Logic, Ultra Beat is such a powerful drum machine.
Oh yeah.
That even the presets and even the fact that you can fly your samples in and then assign them to your pads. If you know what you're doing in Logic, man, you don't need a whole lot of anything else.
It's got like a Melodyne in there. It's got all that in there. So
go ahead.
Well, I would say, so what makes again, just for all y'all producers, is it just the details in the programs that make the software better, or is it just personal preference?
We ain't gonna say better, because better is subjective.
Yeah.
It's preference. Go ahead, Deacon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. With me, Logic was just functional. I could use it faster. I could get my thoughts out good. I can pull up. Their strings are pretty good. A good starting place. And then if I don't like the basic instruments, I'll bring other stuff in through MIDI or whatever. But to me, functional. If you need to do all the voice pitch corrections, you could do that in there without having to buy auto-tune. It's got pitch correction, all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's got samplers now. Like, you don't have to buy all these extra plugins. It's pretty much everything is in there, for a good budget, a good price. So that's why I started with it and just built from there. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, you're good. I started out with Pro Tools LE. And what I found out was that if you would spend money. I think I was using Pro Tools 7 M-powered, and you had to have a M audio interface in order to use it.
Yeah.
And then you worry about your computer speed, because if you didn't have a Pentium, and a lot of us, if you're on a shoestring budget trying to get this together, Pro Tools started pricing stuff out that you really couldn't afford it, and you're sitting here with Pro Tools LE. But the thing with Logic, because it was made by Apple and you can only use it on a Mac, you can use Logic on a dual core laptop, and it would always work. And everything you needed to do as a producer was already in there.
So I started with Pro Tools LE. The problem when I started, man, doing vocals, mixing vocals, I'm trying to bounce down those tracks. You only get in 32 tracks. And the problem I had with Pro Tools was when you spend extra money to expand to the 64, because they wanted you to go to the TDM system. That's why I ended up going to Studio One. So I started with Studio One. Of course, I use Reason. For production, I use Machine, but I do everything, my mixing and mastering, in Studio One S5.
Yeah.
And because I score music for TV and film, I use Pro Tools. So I'm having to go in there and do Pro Tools, because of course being able to score and then be able to bounce everything down the video. Well, my problem was when I got my last film that I worked on, I had some surround sound issues, right? And I was trying to get in and learn Logic, because Logic out of the box, you can score out of Logic. So that's the thing that I love about Logic. And I bought it. I have it to learn, because I like the fact that everything is in. It's just not user friendly unless, if you're coming from Cubase, kind of sort of, but coming from Pro Tools to Logic, or from S1 to Logic, it's totally different.
Yeah.
Your man Radiant just said in the comments that he started with Acid 2.0. And I'm trying to think. I didn't even realize there was an Acid. I didn't even know there was an Acid 2.0. It's like, whoa, he took that all the way back.
I started. Hey, what about that Magic Music Maker from Best Buy? What do you know about that?
I had that. I had that.
What y'all know about Cakewalk?
Cakewalk, Sonar.
Yeah.
And cats still using that Sonar right now, man.
Yeah.
They're using it. They're using Cakewalk already. I started on Sample Tube. Y'all know about that Sample Tube.
Yeah, Sample Tube. Plug-in.
Wow.
Yeah. But I think as producers, you kind of get into, and like Rico said, it's not just one is better than the other. sometimes it's just whatever your workflow style is.
Gotcha.
And it's really subjective. Some people love Ableton. Some people love Cubase. Some people love Logic. Some people love Pro. Some people love Studio One. It's really, once you get in behind the controls and you start working and you go, I can breathe through this one. This is normally the one you're going to rock with, from now on.
And it's really, man, and just for the record, man, it doesn't really matter what you produce with, as long as you can get out your idea from start to finish. Exactly. You can create your finished product. It really don't matter. I try to say, I try to use something that even when they come out with new versions, I don't have to keep have a learning curve over again, because when you're producing and you're having to stop and relearn a whole nother level, learn the software, and you got projects, you got deadlines, that could be extremely aggravating, Right. But we almost at that time, man, to where we're gonna play this game, man, called 10.
Yeah.
Right. So this game 10 is that I'm gonna ask you 10. I'm gonna make 10 statements, either or, the whole game. You can't think about what I asked you. You just got to give an answer.
Oh man. Okay.
Everybody always say, "Oh fun. Man, it's fun." It's like no right or wrong answer. It's just the public is having an opportunity to get a chance to know how your mind work, and what you like, man. It's all about you right now, right?
Okay.
So, but no thinking. I'm gonna have Denny hit the bomb. You start thinking on it. All right.
Okay.
Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
2 Chainz or Young Dolph?
2 Chainz.
Lecrae or DC Talk?
Lecrae.
Herschel Walker or Barry Sanders?
Barry Sanders. I don't rock with Herschel right now.
Hey, he didn't think on that one.
All right, 300 bars or real dope choruses?
I'm a chorus man.
Malcolm X or Martin Luther King?
Both.
You gotta pick one or the other. You can't have both.
I'm gonna go with Martin.
Okay. Martin. You just saying that because you got fans, dog. Anyway.
Martin, I love Martin. He was my favorite coming up. So
okay. Master P, Puff.
Puff.
J. Crumb or Gabriel Parker?
I don't know them.
Steak or shrimp?
Steak.
Rich with no love or poor and popular?
I don't care about famous. Rich and no love. I don't like attention anyway.
MG Music Group.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. What's on the horizon for you, brother? What you got coming up, man? You got any new videos dropping, man? What you got musical wise? What's going on, man? What's popping?
So Class, one of the guys, me and Class collab on a song called Spiritual Warfare. That video is about to drop. Judea has a new song. He self-produced it, called Kingdom Shall Come. That's coming. Me and Judea got an album together that's dropping, and he's dropping a solo album, and then I'm dropping Mighty God too. It's quite a bit of project. We got everybody's working, so we about to get back on everybody's nerves again.
So how can everybody find you, bro?
It's simple. You could just go. We got a website, MG Music Group NC. Now MG stands for Mighty God. So Mighty God Music Group. Or just put in MG Music Group NC .com, and you can get to all our social media. Everything is MG Music Group NC, and Instagram across the board, so you can get us. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right. Any last words, man, you want to say before we get out of here, brother?
Man, thank y'all for having me. And keep doing what y'all doing. Like, y'all platforms is educational, and when I'm popping in there, I get a lot from you guys, and keep up the good work. And thank y'all for having a brother. So
glad you're here, bro. Glad you're here.
Yeah, man.
E-Ray,
I'm good. I'm glad that he was here. He offered a lot of insight on production and you know and Deacon is just a good guy. Yeah, and I'm just glad he was here.
but listen, but Joker's gay on that, man. Death Row Records, the gospel version.
Now look, you're gonna have to be careful because Carla's gonna be there messed around and had another T-shirt.
I know. Hey, they call us gospel Wu-Tang because sometimes we be deep. We'll pull up, be like 14 cars or something. So they call us all types of stuff, man. So I don't know.
Man,
that's all good.
Anything, Run?
Yeah, man. Just say proud of you, bro. Man, hey, I've seen you grow, and you are definitely doing it. And I want to see you go to the next level. And bro, hey, man, you already know that I'm here. So, man, but again, man, I'm proud of you.
Same here. Y'all need anything from me, let me know, man. Y'all let me know.
Well, that brings up an interesting thing because Rico already put the flyer up. You know, we're doing a Madden tournament. Looking like it's going to be around October.
Okay.
And so we definitely want you to
bring your skills. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Man. You know,
are those dolphins in the man?
Listen, if you're watching right now in another country, man, we want some of you brothers, man, in Germany, UK, you know, Japan, you know, Russia, man, you know, Venezuela. You know, if you play, jump on. So it's a great opportunity. The reason we're doing the Madden tournament, man, we just want the community to come together because most music producers, 85, 90%, because Demetrius just went and spent a bag. He actually, man, he got so addicted to video games. You know, he got rid of all he sold all his stuff and got rid of it. Then turn around because every time he'll call me, if I'll be on a mixdown or something, I'll be playing GTA. And he went out and got, you know, but most 85% or 90% of producers, man, are gamers. You know, I think that's what we are. So we're doing the tournament because we want to have opportunity to meet some of you brothers and sisters as well, because you got some girl gamers too.
Yeah, build relationships.
And build relationships, man, and have fun. You know, talk trash, good trash talking. We ain't gonna have no crazy incident because everything's gonna be virtual. Right. And you'll have to actually take a screenshot of your game of the winner, you know, and we're going to have some rules. We're going to post some rules, man, for it. But we just want to have some fun with everybody because I think when it comes to the music thing, it's so competitive and everybody's, man, trying to do their own thing. There's not a lot of unity. And, you know, we want to be able to establish some unity, man. You know, within the community, and that's what we're trying to do with the Madden, man. That's the whole purpose.
And then even with the money too raised, so we want to help support a nonprofit organization out there. So you know, again, it's not about us just making money and all, but you know, we're giving back to the community, let you know that we do care. All right,
Absolutely.
So
yeah, man. What's up? And it's very important, man. So hold on before you get off. Hey, listen, man, I appreciate y'all, man, supporting the channel. You had an opportunity. Go check us out on Roku. Check us out on Amazon. Rate us, man. You know, just drop by and say hi. You can always inbox me, D-Ray, Ron, Deacon Authority, man. He's a very humble dude. Yeah. And I want to say, man, God bless. Good night.
Peace.
Yeah.